Back to my private leverage trading that I'm trying out. And just like last week, this is just an educational experiment. This is not a suggestion to lose money with me. Yeah, that's right. Been losing money. Losing very little bit of money though. As like I said, I'm doing this for educational purposes. This is learning how to leverage trade. And I haven't really done too much leverage trading in the past, did mostly spot and investing since 2017 in the cryptocurrency space and starting to mess around with learning how to do leverage trading and just understand more about how it works. Um, I think whenever you're learning something, it makes sense to do it in a small way so that you're not risking too much. So, again, last week, I said at the end of the video that I was going to add $100. I added $100. And this week, I will also add $100 and keep doing that. That is the plan, to kind of slowly scale the total amount of cash as there's more and more time to learn and try different things out. And so let's see. You can see there was a bunch of trades here, like we talked about last week, and then kind of into here. And this is this week. I got a lot of buys and sells trying to go long when the market went down. As you can expect, that went pretty terribly. Did a lot of small stop losses, and unfortunately, a bunch of those small losses added up to a large loss. And there's actually one trade where I decided to trade on the day time frame instead of 4 hour time frame, in which I incurred a much larger loss. And yeah, I think that was pretty much a really poor decision. I probably shouldn't do that again. Creating such a wide stop loss. I like these small entries, stop losses, where my upside potential, basically 1 hour stop losses, but 4 hour gains. So I'm like trying to ride this 4 hour trends, but make 1 hour entries so that I can find a very narrow stop loss and minimize my losses. Also, that was something I was even doing last week, but something I just started doing this week that I thought was kind of interesting. That, of course, I couldn't do a spot. Is I basically was buying at spot, so I was buying 1x leverage, but then I was scaling out the leverage as the position continued up. And I was doing it using conditional orders so that there was something to trigger. It wasn't just like an entry at a certain point, but it was like, if the price goes to this point, then I want to add more to the position. And I will add more by borrowing and increasing the leverage. And doing that gradually, I think I'll try that strategy again, both for shorts and for longs. I kind of like that strategy, and it wasn't successful, but I think that it still merits more trying to see if it can be successful. Right now, I'm looking at the market being oversold, so I am not really interested in doing a long or a short. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens here. Oh, so the loss total was 31.91. That's kind of the purpose of having such a small amount of capital is, yeah, the gains are small, but you don't lose all your money when you have no idea what you're doing. So obviously not an expert at this, don't claim to be an expert at doing leverage trading. And there's only one way to learn, and that is by doing it. So I am doing it in a way where I can and not really be concerned that I lost $30. And many of the stop losses worked out really well because with the wrong leverage, I definitely could have got liquidated. Many people who were leverage trading got liquidated. That's why you have this giant candle here on the 4 hour. That's other people getting liquidated. I stopped out, and obviously not even close to being at a point of liquidation. My account's doing just fine. Didn't blow up my account, so that's good. That's a good start. So I've been using this other software, just tracking my entries and exits, try to understand the average entry price, what kind of return I'm getting, and what kind of stop loss I have, and how did I change the stop loss over time, and writing notes. There's a note section that I can write my ideas, and just having a way to look back and be like, oh, that was not a good idea, so that I can learn. And you can see here, I have like a daily long. So my daily long is going to be like a 1 hour entry. My largest loss was because for some reason I decided to do a leveraged 4 hour entry. And like I said, after doing that one time, I think I will pass on doing that, as that was the majority of the $30 loss. That was $20 of the $30 loss. So even though many of the other trades went wrong, they it took a long time to add up to that loss, allowing me to make a lot more mistakes. And yeah, just tracking some notes here, different Fibonacci levels, different things with RSI, MACD, and the market kind of figure itself out here and decide whether or not I want to go short. Now, is this going to go down for? In order to go short, I really kind of want to see this be a longer term downtrend that I'm shorting. And if I'm going to go long again, I'd really like to not have these moving averages be so far away. I mean, I was putting stops above the 34 EMA before. That would put me at like 62K. That is an enormous range for a stop loss. So that seems really stupid to do right now. So I will wait, and I will do 1 hour entry. And 1 hour, yeah, 1 hour is coming down here. See, MACD's turning around. I don't know. Let's see if we get back above these moving averages. And be interesting. I'll look for an entry. Also, one thing that can happen is we can get rejected. There's been an opportunity to go short here multiple times. I was looking at this the other day. During the Asian time zone, it was rallying up, and then you get North American basically start of the morning and it would go crash down. And then you'd go back to Asian hours and it would rally back up to the moving average. And then basically we died here. But it's either going to rally and break this 21, in which case I'm probably looking at going long, or it's going to get rejected again, in which case it's kind of an interesting opportunity to go short. I'd try it, and you're definitely oversold. Interesting. That's all. The purpose of these videos and this series will never be financial advice. Nothing on this channel will ever be financial advice. And what is the purpose of these videos? The purpose of these videos is to demonstrate how I would go about educational learning and educational experience of different markets, and how would I learn personally, so that the other people can be entertained by how I would educate myself and not necessarily be good at something. How would I deal with having no clue what I'm doing and then slowly gaining the knowledge and experience to be able to say, hey, I'm confident, I know what I'm doing, and can manage and deal with more capital. Rather than doing the opposite, which most people do, which is managing a very large amount of capital in something that they have no clue what they're doing, and then losing it all and being really sad and blaming the market instead of blaming the fact that they tried doing something without the right knowledge and experience in in a way that they couldn't afford to deal with. This is the general premise of these videos.